Ecstatic Bliss. Secrets to living a juicy life. Humanity is going through a transition phase, as I think all know if you're in the spiritual bubble. If you're on your journey of awakening, ascension, of remembering who you truly are, or what is behind existence. Love, truth, the divine, universe, this higher intelligence that brings us alive and enlivens everything around us. And as I see it, we can sum it up in a collective return to soul and source. This is about coming home to your true essence. And actually all these episodes I've shared already, everything what I share also on Instagram, on YouTube, in my real life, has always been circulating around this topic of coming back home, returning to soul, being in such a deep connection with your soul that not your ego is steering the wheel of your life and being trapped in illusion and ego games, limiting beliefs, conditionings and outdated patterns and templates, but that you remember the grandness, the power of your soul, because from your soul essence, you can unleash your highest potential. And I have studied this topic in so many ways, in different angles, because I went through this game, so to say, a long time of questioning life, questioning myself, diving deeper and flying higher. And I've also questioned a lot of these traditional concepts and spiritual teachings, especially around transcendence, around you have to let go of your thoughts, your emotions, your body, meditating, going somewhere in solitude. And all of these teachings and concepts and tools have their validity, of course. And I feel even for many of us, it is part of the journey to journey through it and experience it and find our own way of bringing them into our life, whatever helps for whatever, somehow challenges we face, and then find our own way of mixing and matching them and not being too dogmatic and not being too rigid and just believing in one truth. And in my opinion, a lot of teachings have been for a generation that was much more in suffering. And also in a generation that was much more in outsourcing power. And we are here to reclaim that power, to be our sovereign selves again, and to actually find all answers and solutions within our own true essence. Because when you are connected with your soul, you receive the answers in divine timing, of course, not always right away, but you are connected. You don't need anything or anyone outside of you. They can be inspirations, they can be catalysts, yes. And it's about co-creation, cooperation as well, to ignite each other into our highest potential. However, it comes down again to your own being, to your own essence, your own soul. And that is also why I feel we are done collectively with following blindly or with slightly questioning rigid belief systems or religions or spiritual teachings, and finding our own unique way of what spirituality actually means to us and living life in an epic, juicy, blissful way again. Yes, a lot of people are still in the purging and purification phase that's collectively happening, where we do a lot of shadow work, ancestral healing inner child, father and mother wounds, our attachment styles, going from toxic and wounded connections to the healed versions, clearing out karma, and so forth. And I've talked about that also. But at some point, actually, we also have to focus again on what we are here for, to play again. After this purging and purification, it comes down to playing, to play with your identity, to come back to your multidimensional self, to explore this vastness of existence that you are, the universe in motion, as you know. And that happens when you connect to your soul, because your soul is that highest form of your individual self, because actually, yes, of course, you are the divine, you are everything, but your soul is an expression, a unique, energetic composition, how the divine expresses and experiences itself through you. And when you tap into your soul, all is available to you here and now. And not only to connect with your soul, but to invite it into your physical body also. That comes back to transcendence, where I just mentioned that a lot of teachings also, due to suffering and attachment actually, teach to detach from a lot of human things, material life, emotions, thoughts, body, and so forth. But it is actually not so much about these things, but more so about a healthy way of dealing with it, not being attached, but enjoying it. I mean, we have incarnated, your soul has incarnated here on earth, on this planet, to also indulge into the material world, to bridge spirit and matter, to bring heaven to earth. And that we do when we invite our soul into our body in the physical form in each and every cell. This is what I call let your soul breathe again. Maybe you've heard me already talking about that. Let your soul breathe again. And with that, I mean your soul really inhabiting this body, being embodied. We have enough of people who have studied and learned about different tools and techniques, and maybe are also even teachers. But once they are out of this space, out of the studio, out of the facilitating environment, they are back to normal. Conditioned, programmed, running in and out, not aware. Yeah, not all of them, of course. I'm exaggerating maybe a little bit, but more maybe also just to make that point that we need more embodied spirituality, grounded spirituality in the sense that we are both connected, highly open to divine guidance and soul's truth, and at the same time rooted in the pleasures and experiences of this everyday life as a human being. It is a balance between both, and it is actually the mastery to unite both in harmony. And I was, as I said, diving in these topics for a long time now, and I feel this is part of my soul's purpose, to talk about it, to share it, to ignite others, to let others remember through my own being, to actually be kind of like a walking love spell and permission slip for others to also remember this truth and to return to their soul, their own sovereignty, and create magic instead of drowning in drama. And I've now come to the point that I wanted to collect everything in one area. So, I mean, I've spread it over a lot of social media accounts and talked here and there. And now you have the opportunity to receive these transmissions in a condensed form, in form of an audio course that I recorded, where we dive into the return to soul on many levels. From ego versus soul to soul blueprint, soul alignment and soul coherence, to soul embodiment and soul sovereignty, to soul leadership, and eventually to soul connections and soul partnership. A full arc of living a soul-based life, living hand in hand with your soul. Obviously, you are the soul. I mean, the soul is you, but from a human perspective, to unite that again and to rather really have that experience as a human being from a soul perspective, or switch between your soul's purpose and your human experience, and be able to actually also make use of this vastness of your being, of all these dimensions, and shapeshift into identities you like to be in. So if you want to learn more about that, I invite you to really dig deeper into all my sharings. And if you wish to have it in this condensed form, then you find the link to my audio course, The Return to Soul, in the show notes. And I will also now play the trailer of this course, so you get a glimpse into its energy. Humanity is going through a profound time of awakening and remembrance. a collective shift that invites us to move beyond purely ego-based living and reconnect with a deeper truth of what we are. Many people feel it already. A subtle restlessness, a quiet questioning of the identity and life they have built, a sense that something essential has been forgotten. Because beneath the roles we have learned to play, beneath the masks we have worn for protection, beneath the noise of the conditioned mind, something within us is quietly calling us home. It is the voice of the soul. A deeper intelligence within you that carries your unique essence, your truth, your gifts, and the path that wants to be birthed through you. The journey of awakening is, at its heart, a return to the soul. In this audio course, we explore what it means to live life guided by that deeper essence, to move beyond the patterns of the ego and rediscover the clarity that arises when you align with your soul. We contemplate themes such as soul blueprint, soul alignment, and soul embodiment, and what it means to inhabit your body as a living, breathing expression of your soul. We also explore the emergence of soul sovereignty and soul leadership, the recognition of soul connections, and the new templates of sacred soul partnerships. The return to soul is not about becoming something new. It is about remembering what has always lived within you. And if you find yourself questioning the life you are living right now, your soul is already calling you to listen more deeply. I can only invite you to listen not only to that, but also to put that into practice. It doesn't bring you anything if you just study all these teachings, if you listen to these podcasts and watch YouTube videos and be inspired on Instagram. That is not enough. All grand people, epic lifestyle people have not only done the inner work, but also took aligned action, inspired action by listening to their own guidance system. Not left and right, just you, your truth. And in that sense, we are so privileged to live in this time quality because it accelerates our transformation. It accelerates our awakening and ascension. It accelerates the return to soul. But it is up to you still how long that takes. Your soul already chose in a way if it wants to return to itself, if it wants to remember more of the truth and lift this wheel of illusion so you can really be the director and main character again of your life story instead of outsourcing power and being in victim mentality. And still there's a part within you that is called into action. And also into the belief that it is possible for you. That you are worthy of a different life, the most epic life story your soul has ever written. And with that, so much love and bliss. Soraya Ananda. If you feel the deep pull to walk this spiral more intimately, Soulgasm, my 6-month one-on-one sacred mentoring awaits you. This is a living embodiment of all I transmit here, but uniquely decoded for your soul. Enter the portal of ecstatic bliss and unleash your personal soulgasmic reality. All details and the link to book your vibrational match call are in the show notes.